But his success in finance didn't come overnight. Speaking on an episode of The Deal with Alex Rodriguez and Jason Kelly, Tuck says his pivot was deliberate and slow, and he encourages others looking to make a move to take their time as well.
If you're thinking about transitioning from something, make it a long transition. Don't try to just transition, because if you think about, all right, look at me in football. Think about how long I played football to get to that point. So if I'm transitioning to finance, why do I think I'm going to go from being a highly touted football player or athlete and go right into the next transition as that highly touted person in finance, or person in real estate, or person in whatever it is you're doing? No. You need to get back to being the Pop Warner person over here.
Tuck says he started laying the groundwork for his finance career during his playing days. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Pros, find the right flooring for the job in Lowe's newly redesigned flooring showroom. Shop our expanded assortment of trusted brands and get up to 35% off style selections, Stainmaster, and Stainmaster Pet Protect Special Order Carpet. And while you're here, save $100 on a DeWalt 20-volt max 6-amp-hour 2-pack of batteries, now just $179. Get more of what you need faster and save more where it counts from the ground up. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 8/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha, live from American Family Assurance Studios.
He steps to the mic with a boom, ping, ping. Wisdom sharper than a beast's fierce sting. Words like fireflies that light the night. He turns the dark into blazing bright. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, all the airwaves king. Shake the ground, unveils the truth where lies abound. Politics, justice, social streams. He molds the chaos into dreams. No silence here, just the sound of change. Boom, ping, ping, rearrange. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, or the airwaves king. Through the static, through the noise, he amplifies the people's voice. Boom, ping, ping, like a heartbeat's call. He's got the wisdom to break down walls. Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. You've made it to Friday, August 28th, 2026. We covered a lot of ground this week. A lot of topics. They seem to be hovering around a couple of major themes, though, because these themes that we were discussing with great frequency, not just on this program, but really programs across the 1017 The Truth lineup, were just so rich that they made the discussion list pretty much all week. And it was a discussion of hip-hop music, the culture of hip-hop, how in a segregated city do we successfully bring people together. You know, there's a lot of establishments that are owned by non-black individuals. So if we want to go out and spend our entertainment discretionary income, or if you are a performer or a DJ, a lot of times your choices are limited racially. So a lot of us, black people, gravitate to different parts of the city. Even though those may have been parts of the city that were once prohibited, we can feel very comfortable in those spaces now. And I think that we maybe have taken that for granted until this list came out earlier this week that somebody is denying that management was in support of the list. Management hasn't made it known that they fired anybody who produced this list, which bans essentially 36 hip-hop artists that are relatively popular with a younger set of hip-hop ears. And then it says that that same list that made all the controversy, no Milwaukee artists. And of all of that was said and discussed, it was the Milwaukee artists that really got upset. In fact, there was a brief interview, or maybe the interview was long, but I know the clip that we played on my program yesterday, which is rare for us. I don't really play a lot of video clips on this program, but I found that clip to be important. And again, it was on the topic that we have been discussing with great frequency this week, because Milwaukee is a city in which there are many cultures, but still some are not, let's say, appreciated like others are. But also there needs to be a reminder, and that is what happened this week with that list that the Garage came out with. Just because you are in a space and you feel comfortable there does not mean that the proprietors of that space ever intended for you to be there. And we as black people seem to think that our money that we have, the money that we spend, transcends how people feel about us racially. It doesn't, because we oftentimes will think that we can defy any dress code, do whatever we want, say whatever we want, act however we want. But if we have money, then we should be excused from being completely and totally irresponsible. Every now and again, we get a wake-up call that shows sometimes our money isn't worth it, and that hurts us. Because there's one thing that black people can do, and one thing that we know very, very well. We can't really change how people think of us as a culture and as a race, but we sure enough can make sure we have money in our pockets to at least psychologically for us, put ourselves on even keel with those who probably hate our guts. Here's the thing, even if we have money and we spend money in their establishments, they still hate our guts. So all of this stuff was discussed today, or this week rather, on our various programs. But I also saw that we were talking about hip-hop in a very negative light, and I don't want to do that. It received some negative attention this week, and local media ran with it. So as I was mentioning very briefly a moment ago, we played a video clip of a local rapper. His name is Ishtar, and he was interviewed by CBS 58, our CBS affiliate here in Milwaukee, and they put this interview on the website, and they want a response from him as someone who was known on the local rap scene and someone who frequented the Hi-Hat, which is the establishment in question that came up with that list of banned hip-hop artists. But at the bottom of the list, it said in bold letters, no Milwaukee rap. And so when Ishtar gives this interview that was displayed on the CBS 58 website, he used profanity. Now, I know that's a very small thing to a lot of you. Now, obviously, they blurted it out. They beeped it out when they put the brief interview with Ishtar on their website, but it still showed a local Milwaukee hip-hop artist who was being targeted because their music is negative or they don't want Milwaukee rap played at this establishment. And the fact that he used profanity on a broadcast interview also, I believe, because if you're being victimized, you don't want to say anything or do anything that gives the people that are targeting you any ammo. But then he he chimed in on the YouTube chat yesterday. He got very mad at me. And I wasn't going to argue with him because I'm not going to argue with someone who got upset that white people don't want to play his music, because I don't want to argue with someone who doesn't have anything to lose. And in my opinion, if you're mad that white people are not playing your music, then you don't really have anything to lose. So I didn't want to go back and forth with the guy, but they told him prior to the interview, oh, no, you can use profanity. You can cuss. No, absolutely. Go ahead. Because I think that CBS 58 was also complicit and wanting to show hip-hop and hip-hop artists in a negative light. I know it's a very small thing for you all, but if someone is unfamiliar with this situation and they see a brief interview with a Milwaukee artist who's very angry and is the victim here because their music has essentially been ostracized from a playlist of an establishment that has been playing hip-hop for as far back as I can remember. But then if you're using profanity, it makes you look less favorable and hurts the case you're trying to plead. I said all that to say this. They're making hip-hop look like it's something negative. Now, obviously, there's negative aspects of it. There's parts of our culture that are, quite honestly, that are brutal, that are very misogynistic, that are exceptionally homophobic. You name it, hip-hop will tell the story at some point with some artists of all of the things that we don't like about our society, but that is also what we should appreciate about the genre. It tells you precisely the stream of consciousness of the artist. And for the people that live in communities and neighborhoods that are otherwise deemed less than credible, when you hear that less than credibility in the music, it actually adds a little bit of credibility to some of the stories that otherwise would go untold. I'm a fan of the genre. The genre was born roughly right about the same time I was. Hip-hop is probably 52 years old. I am 51. I grew up with it. I've seen the many eras of it. I've seen its evolution. I've seen it reach the charts. I've seen hip-hop cross over. I've seen as many white kids and Latin kids and Asian kids dance to hip-hop or know the lyrics, even with the N-word. They even know the N-word lyrics. Probably should have a discussion about that, white people, because we know that you love Tupac very much. In fact, run the heels of the 30th anniversary of his death. But when the N-word part comes up in a Tupac song, can we just go ahead and just silence ourselves? Can we beep that out? But it is a genre that has become damn near universal. And the clothing brands and the advertising and the endorsements, if your brand, much to the chagrin sometimes of the designer, of the curator of the brand, if your brand makes it into a hip-hop song, you are going to sell out. We create billionaires with this incredible genre. Probably about, it varies. I'd say about a third of the music that I play on my program is hip-hop. Another third is probably some form of the rhythm and the blues, better known as R&B. And then another third is just weird. I play weird stuff. I might play some Van Halen or Dire Straits. I might play the Moody Blues. I might play some Jimi Hendrix. I might play Jim Morrison and the Doors. But it is a genre that I love very much, and I don't want it to be portrayed in a negative light because this particular bar on Brady Street has made a choice to omit these artists. Well, there's a story that appears today. It seems that CBS 58 is trying to redeem themselves, because I don't like how they set Ishtar up for that interview by telling him he could be profane in a story that already seeks to put a negative light on hip-hop. And I hear some of you all as well. Some of you all think that the only hip-hop that should exist or the only hip-hop that should be played is what was being played back in our day, back in the formative years when hip-hop was a baby. I think as time went on, hip-hop got more honest, because those artists from our day in the early 1980s, almost like not cartoonish, but just really simple themes about, let's have a good time and let's party. And I think at the time we needed upbeat, optimistic music, because the 1980s, the early 1980s for the black community were abysmal. Deindustrialization, crack was on its way, Reagan was president, inflation was high, the economy was dreadful, black male unemployment was through the roof. Don't push me. I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. All of that made a lot of sense. But then you had the era of really fun music. I watched a documentary on the Fat Boys last night. You guys remember the Fat Boys? There was 3 people in the Fat Boys. They were all fat. One was fatter than the others, but they were all fat. 2 of them are actually dead. Sad. But it was a less than honest genre at the time because there were real struggles going on. Now, of course, those struggles became more prominent, more evident, and it made its way into the music. Hip hop has often told the story of where a certain segment of the black community always is, and for that, it's important. And there are some people that dismiss it as a genre. They say it's not creative because they sample a lot of music. I'm going to tell you what sampling has done for those artists that you otherwise would never have heard of. I'm talking about geniuses. I'm talking about musical maestros that may not have gotten played on radio because of the race of the producer or the composer. Hip-hop brings all of that to life and has made some of those artists that produce some of those musics and some of the beats and some of those samples that's used in hip-hop has made those unknown artists rich. And sometimes their estates have gotten rich because of our genre, and I'm very, very proud of that. So it's a very multifaceted, very, very complicated subject, but it also is one worthy of close examination because hip-hop is our art form and a language that's not even native to us. We were forced to learn English to communicate with our oppressor, and we took that forced language and made it ours and created an art form that I would dare say is beautiful. That being said, there's a positive story about Milwaukee hip-hop that appears via CBS58.com, and I want to share it with you. There's going to be a hip-hop concert coming up very, very soon. It's going to be held at a very unlikely place, but it's a place that also needs necessary attention from a younger cohort of Milwaukeeans who do pay attention to and listen to and fan out for Milwaukee hip-hop. The concert is going to be at the Milwaukee Public Library. I'm going to give you some details on that when I come back. Oh, and also, please be warned. Who am I if I'm not a warning system for all of you? They're out. They're here. The Jehovah's. Did you see any Jehovah's this morning? Well, you get here very early, Xavier, but man, they're in throngs. There's gaggles of them. There's packs of Jehovah's. The Milwaukee's under a takeover. They're all over the place. But no, they're not a violent sort. They're not. But if they confuse you for a door, expect to get pounded on. Got to take a break, come back, talk about a very positive story that is going to combine the art form of hip-hop with encouraging people to go to the Milwaukee Public Library and utilizing their many, sometimes unknown, services. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, be outside with it, feeling like I'm 03. Being tender by the trying to expose you, not P. Trying to make hits and do skits, they ain't me. Man, it's 2022.
414 Big Frank. In fact, he is ending his national tour tomorrow night at the Rave. He's on a big national tour. I had to turn that down because I didn't. It says it's clean, but you never know. Sometimes they'll sneak a couple in on you. Had to make sure that was a clean version because I know that the ears of the people that are listening are very sensitive. From CBS58.com. Next week, some of Milwaukee's biggest artists will bring people together and celebrate the local music scene. It comes just days after a Brady Street bar was widely criticized for a, quote, no playlist that leaked on social media, which many consider to be racist. Quote, I wish we'd be celebrating the city and celebrating hip-hop music and celebrating what we've got going on rather than everybody talking about it in a negative sense, said DJ Mondo, a Milwaukee-based DJ who regularly performs at Summerfest and other music venues. Mondo and his brother, music producer Sonny Lou, were disappointed to learn about the no playlist allegedly given to DJs at the Garage, a Milwaukee nightlife bar. Quote, as an establishment, you have the right to play whatever you want, but for me, it was just like a lazy, not thought out way of going about it, said Sonny Lou. The list circulating social media names dozens of mainstream black artists and specifies in bold, no Milwaukee rap. When we play it, everybody's just vibing, said popular Milwaukee rapper 414 Big Frank. Everybody's having a good time, so it shouldn't be like that. And then there's a picture featured in the middle of the article here of 414 Big Frank. Looks like he is also with DJ Mondo is in this picture, and then two other gentlemen who I do not know. And they are at the Wisconsin State Capitol, actually. Maybe 414 Big Frank is there lobbying on behalf of his city. 414 Big Frank is headlining the Rave in Milwaukee tomorrow as the last stop of his current national tour. He tells CBS 58 his songs have been played at the Garage before. He goes on to say, it's just music. It should make you feel good. It should make you want to tap your feet. While you might not hear Frank at certain bars, one unique venue will host him for the very first time next Thursday. Dubbed the Library Show, the concert on September 3rd will feature live performances by 414 Big Frank, DJ Mondo, Sonny Lou, and more inside the Milwaukee Central Library's Rotunda. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a fantastic idea, and I'm going to get back to the details of the story in just a second. Because, when I ask you all, and I ask you frequently, what do we do? What do we need to create? What programs need to be offered so that the kids have something to do, so that they can be productive? And as the weather starts to get warm, because I know that I do this every single year, because we always know the Milwaukee summers are going to be violent. We predict it every year, and guess what? We are correct. Even though the numbers are telling you, homicides are down. Yeah, but a lot of people are getting shot, though. A lot of shootings. Some non-fatal, but the violence is prevalent. And also the violence is looking different. Maybe homicides are down, but people are fighting all over the place. And it's being spread all over social media. So even if the incidences percentage-wise might be lower, we see them with the same frequency. And so we always talk about, what should we do? How do we get the kids involved? And here's one thing that I've learned after many years of asking my listenership of what we should do, what programs we should support. We are miserable at it. We're terrible at it. We look at our era and remember what we had and what we believed was successful. Also keep in mind, when you reminisce, it's always nostalgic. It was a bunch of crap going on, too, back in our day. Now, the difference is it wasn't all recorded and put on social media. But we look at whether it be sports, y'all just love basketball leagues for some reason. What's another one that comes up all the time? Oh, roller skating. Nobody roller skates. But if you ask somebody over the age of 50, well, what should we do? We should make a bunch of nonprofits and put a bunch of skating rinks in them. Nobody wants to roller skate. You don't even roller skate anymore. But the things that we come up with are relics of the past, and you wonder why the youth are not responding. Something that we never would have thought of if these kids are responding to hip-hop and if they look up to local Milwaukee hip-hop artists, because when you parse it down to its elements, hip-hop music, when done properly, is linguistic. It's grammar. It's rhyming schemes. It's conjunctions. It's onomatopoeia. It's alliteration. It is a literal kind of art. It is poetry. Poetry, literature, reading. Don't I always harp on how illiterate every goddamn body is and that our kids can't read? And if we can better connect what the kids are responding to, which obviously defies our understanding as old people, and if it's hip-hop music and you're having a concert in the public library, which I believe is probably underutilized, I think this is a match made in heaven, and kudos to the people that came up with it. Now, I can hear some of you saying, oh, Sherwin, that's a stupid idea. You're supposed to say it's a stupid idea because the ideas that you all have come up with, myself included, have also been stupid. So if the people that come up with a stupid idea hear an idea and then think that that idea is stupid, then maybe that actually is the right idea in the first place. I did a little digging because that's what I do. I do research with a shovel. I swear I dig in deep. When I found out how much money we spend every single year on the Milwaukee Public Library, all of their branches and all of the services that they offer, I immediately realized that they are dramatically underutilized. Dramatically. And they're giving away free library cards too for the people that go to the Milwaukee concert next week Thursday at the Milwaukee Public Library. So you can get a library card if you don't have one. I'll admit I haven't had a library card in probably 30 years, but hell, I got the internet. Every damn book that's ever written is on the internet. But if we can encourage young people to go to the library, because back in the day, that was a safe space for us kids. My parents would drop me off at the library on Saturday mornings and pick me up in the afternoon. And I didn't mind. I mean, did I read a lot of books when I was there? We actually hung out at the damn library. That's some nerdy stuff, but guess what? We weren't shooting dope. We weren't breaking into houses and cars. We were at the library. The worst thing that we did at the library is maybe made a little too much noise. But it was a very social thing for us. In fact, it was very central to the community that I grew up in. As weird as that may sound, I don't even know what's central to communities anymore. It certainly ain't church. Not the library. Well, maybe it could be. Quote, the library show. The concert will be on September 3rd and will feature live performances by 414 Big Frank, DJ Mondo, Sonny Lou, and more inside the Milwaukee Central Library's rotunda. It's a message of solidarity. It's a message of positivity, and it's at the same time educational and promotion of literacy is making it all fun, said DJ Mondo. The Milwaukee Public Library has been planning the event alongside local label Run Along Forever and music event brand On What. They've been planning it for an entire year. And September is National Library Card Sign Up Month. Quote, I think the biggest thing is no matter what walk of life you come from, no matter what music you listen to, you're always welcome at the Milwaukee Public Library, said Joey McMahon, Milwaukee Public Library's research and policy coordinator. Every so often when the city of Milwaukee's got to face these austere measures and they have to shutter things and reduce budgets, I weep a little bit when we have to close the library because that is a lost opportunity in a city where far too many people are functionally illiterate. That also signifies something about that community, about that city, that you have to prioritize things and you have to close libraries, which should be a central clearinghouse for information and for public meetings, etc. It's very, very sad. I'm very happy to see that all of these fragments and elements that we have just kind of floating around in isolation in our city. We have the youth and youth culture. You have hip hop music, whether it be positive or negative, and you have libraries that are sometimes just hanging on from year to year because they're always on the chopping block when it comes to budget cuts. But to combine these forces and maybe, just maybe, we make a small dent in what I will call an illiteracy crisis. I'll just give you one of many examples. The reason why voter turnout is so low, it's not just because people don't like the candidates or, oh, I don't like the Democrats or the Republicans or, oh, they're not going to do anything for me. I've come to find out over the years that people that can't read will say those things as an excuse because they can't read the ballot. Because we're not going to challenge anybody that says, oh, well, the Democrats are corrupt and the Republicans are corrupt. Like if somebody says that, I'm like, yo, you're correct. Now, I also take offense when people don't vote, but if someone has that stance, because folks that don't vote because they can't read the ballot will be very well rehearsed on how bad the Democrats and the Republicans are, right? You can say, oh, Obama didn't do anything and Kamala Harris sucked and Joe Biden was sleepy and Donald Trump is starting wars and ripping off the American people. I'm like, okay, fair enough. But a lot of times people hide behind the fact that they're not literate. So I think this is a fantastic idea. I think it brings together local Milwaukee artists. I think it will hopefully promote the Milwaukee Public Library. We spend $33 million every single year on the Milwaukee Public Library system. That's a shocking amount of money. And the reason why I think that's such a shocking amount of money, because I can't tell you the last time I went to a Milwaukee Public Library for anything. It certainly wasn't for a book. It was probably because there was a meeting there, or maybe it was an early voting site. That was likely. So think about that. We're spending $33 million on a series of buildings and the services that they offer. And I'd be willing to bet the majority of you listening to me right now have probably not been to a library in the last 12 months, in the last 5 years even. And we're spending a lot of money on these libraries, but to get the youth back in the doors of what I consider safe spaces for them and places of information and research and intellect, you can go get on the computers there. They have different little programs that they host at the library, and then bringing the Milwaukee hip-hop element to it. I think it's a fantastic idea and certainly one that we never came up with. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come back. I want to give you guys a little perspective and name a few other much more common, much more utilized city of Milwaukee services that we are way more familiar with, like almost intimately, that spend just as much money as the library. So I want to put this in a perspective. We spend a lot of money on the library, lots. And I think it's time that it gets better utilized. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Make sure you find us on the YouTube. Oh, also, got a YouTube poll going on. We're not going to get to that topic, not for a little bit. We'll get to it fairly soon. I want to know, what is your preferred method of payment? Do you use your debit card for everything? Everything you buy, you go to the store, buy your groceries, pay your bills, use your debit card? Or do you use your credit card? Literally charging it to the game. You use your credit card. Is that your preferred method of payment? Now, it's very easy in modern society to use either because a lot of places are cashless. And that brings us to our third option. Cash still rules. Now, I don't care what you say. You can try and go cashless all you want to. It's always going to be that old school person who got a big old fat knot of money. I'll be honest with you. It's still impressive. Somebody pulls out a big fat bankroll. There's something about that. That's sexy to me. I like cash. Now, it's inconvenient. You can get robbed. You can lose it. I have the tendency to spend cash a little fast. If I know I got $100 in cash in my pocket, I'm going to look for the first thing that I can find that costs exactly $100. I don't know why I do it. I just do. So are you a cash person? Are you a credit card person? Are you a debit card person? Now, most of you probably use a mix of three, but what would you say is your preferred method of payment? That is our YouTube poll question of the day. So if you go to youtube.com or open up your YouTube app from your smartphone or other mobile device, search 1017 The Truth, hit subscribe. You're going to be delighted with what you see. First and foremost, you'll see the in-studio camera of the current show that is broadcasting live. You'll also be able to participate in our very salacious, and I would say it's flooded with MILFs and cougars. Our YouTube chat. It's a cougar lake. It's a cougar reservoir. It's a cougar dam. We should name a city in Wisconsin called Cougar Dam. And you'll also be able to vote on our YouTube poll once you subscribe to 1017 The Truth. Your preferred method of payment. We're going to talk about money a little bit later on in the program. So right now I'm going to take a little pause, come back, and illustrate how important and how much the city of Milwaukee prioritizes the library based upon other expenditures that our tax money goes to. You can only find this stuff on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, exclusively on 1017 The Truth. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
Craving something fresh, fun, and absolutely delicious? Then head to Goody Gourmets, celebrating 20 legendary years of gourmet popcorn that's bursting with flavor. From sweet to savory and everything in between, every batch is handcrafted with premium ingredients made to bring joy to every bite. Stop by 6369 North Green Bay Avenue and discover why Milwaukee can't get enough of Goody Gourmets. Open Monday through Saturday. Treat yourself today at goodygourmets.com. Goody Gourmets. Fresh, delicious, legendary.
Each early detection, each shortened hospital stay, each quick recovery reminds us why we serve. From first breaths to complex surgeries to rehabilitation that gets you back to your family sooner, we stand ready, quietly preparing, focused, and guided by one promise: to be fully devoted to you. Ascension, Wisconsin. Advanced care devoted to you.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's a beautiful, fun thing that's like the exact opposite of what other folks decided to do, talking about this local Milwaukee hip-hop show concert that's going to be held at the Milwaukee Public Library, bringing together local artists and city of Milwaukee residents, hopefully youth, that might have an opportunity to rediscover the Milwaukee Public Library. Quote, I just hope that people come here and that they see that Milwaukee music isn't scary. It's just this great community-based thing, said Nolan Busalaki, the founder of Run Along Forever. The artists hope to send a message that Milwaukee's music scene is all about fun with community at its core. Ladies and gentlemen, this is precisely how we would want people who create a genre of music that have been demonized, right? Think about the positivity that's coming out of this, right? So the garage says, hey, no hip hop artists, these 40 national artists can't be played, and then no Milwaukee rap. And then what are the Milwaukee artists doing? They're going to the library to do a free show. That's the whole point, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of all of you getting mad and arguing and fighting, for the garage to change their rules and no, this isn't fair. Please play our music. Please, please, please. There are other artists like, you know what? Screw them. We'll have a free show and showcase our music on our terms and get people into the library. Like, this is exactly what we want to happen. And I have discussed it ad nauseum this week that the city of Milwaukee, when these establishments are owned by Caucasian folks, Black people are just tolerated. Our art, our music is just tolerated. And at any point in time, that tolerance can run out. And we got to get this out of our heads that if we're spending money, that they should allow us. They have an obligation to us. No, it doesn't. I don't know what y'all think money is, but it's not the equalizer that you think. Some of us believe that if we become extremely successful and as we work so hard, that we can overcome racism and prejudice and the generalizations and the stereotypes. Do you know what you are to some of those people? And I hate to break it to you. Like, they keep telling us that this is how they think about us, but we don't believe. We think, well, I just need more money. If I have more money, then they're going to see me as equal to them. No, you know what you're going to be? You're going to be a nigger with money. That's exactly what you are. Not better, not more accepted, not more like them. They're still not inviting you to their barbecues. Still. And so if they are saying, and I know it's very upsetting for folks because it's hard to find a good place that you like to go to where you can feel comfortable. Maybe you've met a bunch of friends there. It's a whole vibe. And then you come to find out that they never wanted you there in the first place, or they take chicken wings off of the menu. Y'all, when somebody shows you who they are, please believe them. It's the best advice I could ever give any human being. Even when we're dealing with like people, like in a relationship. Somebody will say something or do something that is wholly disrespectful, something that you should not ever accept. They're telling you who the hell they are. Hell, if you don't text me back, we ain't talking no more. That's how I keep it. If I text you, the clock is ticking because you are showing me that maybe you're just too busy. You have other things going on. And if you don't prioritize responding to me, I'm not even going to be mad at you, but I will go to a place where I can be a priority. Like right here on 101.7 The Truth. They prioritize me here. I'm prioritized so much. I get emails at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, Sundays. I got an email, I don't know, maybe last night. And then I got an email this morning in response to the email last night. Let me be clear. I did not read the email last night. And then somebody had sent me a text message. Oh, Sherwin, I'm so sorry about the information that was communicated in that email last night. I sent another email to clarify. We're going to do some things starting on this date and that date. And I sent a message back to the person. I didn't read none of the damn emails anyway, so you ain't got to apologize to me. I get a lot of emails. But go where you're prioritized. I can't exactly name any off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's a lot of businesses that absolutely would like the black dollar or want black people and want black customers. I'm sure there's probably a Latino, Hispanic, Asian business, not just wanting our money, but welcoming who we are as people. I would say black-owned businesses, but we don't really support black-owned businesses. Can we have that conversation, or y'all not ready for that? I think it's a cute thing to say. I'm not going to support a business just because it's black-owned. I'm going to support a business because I like it. They got to be nice to me, too, though. Service goes a long way. If it's a restaurant, I mean, obviously I want the food to be good. But if the food is so-so, but they make me feel comfortable and the service is consistent, then I'll go back to the restaurant. I don't care who owns it. Hi, Sherwin. Welcome back. We missed you. Here, I got your favorite table for you. I like that. If it's black-owned and it does that, fantastic. If it's owned by small Korean people, if it's owned by Jehovah's Witnesses, do Jehovah's own restaurants? Please forgive me. I'm learning, everybody. I'm not perfect. which you clearly all know. But I keep getting them confused with Mormons. They're not the same. If you look at how they're dressed, come downtown today. They're in gaggles. They're roaming. They're like platoons. They're roaming battalions of Jehovah's.
Should I try to get some interviews this weekend?
Oh, God, please do. I would love that if you got you a Jehovah.
I'll try to get a couple.
So I'm coming in this morning, and the Jehovah's get up early because I get here at 7 a.m. And I saw throngs, and I saw gaggles of them, roving battalions of Jehovah's. Some of the women are exceptionally attractive. Like, I was like, no way. You're a Jehovah? Huh. I didn't know that they made them like that. I seen some thick Jehovah's.
They drink alcohol?
Good question. We'll probably know shortly because the bar here at the 3rd Street Market Hall opens up at 11.
Yeah, I'll see if a few of them want to get a couple drinks this weekend.
Xavier, don't get a Jehovah drunk because then she might decide she wants to leave the life and live with you. You got to be careful with them because she might see the other side. Say, I want to be with you, Xavier. I don't want to be a Jehovah no more.
Have you ever heard of Rumspringer?
No, what's that?
Well, that's what the what are those people called? Those they're not the Mormons. They're the people with the hats they sell.
The people with the hats.
You said what?
The people with the hats. Huh? Their religion?
Yeah. They're with the straw hats. They're out in the country.
The Mennonites and the Amish. Yeah.
Yeah. So Rumspringer is a thing they do every year, where you're a teenager and you not every year, but they do it every year, but only you have to be a certain age to get the Rumspringer or whatever. But you get to venture out into the world and see if you want to still be an Amish person.
I think they had a reality TV show based on that, didn't they? Okay. I'm familiar with that. When Amish children, I shouldn't call them children, when Amish teenagers date, you know what they do? On Sundays after church, the boys and the girls, they sleep together. Like, they sleep together. Not sex, but they sleep in the same bed and they talk. So they talk. I'm not kidding you. That's how they date. Like, they don't go to the movies. They don't have, I don't even know if they have electricity. They still have horses and buggies. But, like, the boy will come over and they'll go in the bedroom and they'll talk. That's dating. And then they'll go to sleep, but they can't hump. Wouldn't have worked with me.
Yeah, I'm sure some of them do hump.
I bet you they do. Then there's this other thing that the Mormons do, because technically they're barred from having. You got to know what I'm talking about. There's a name for it. It's where I can't explain it on the radio. It's too vulgar. Where they have other people shake the bed. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I'm nodding my head.
Damn it.
Some
of y'all got it. So I can't. It's like a cheat code for having sex.
Where they do it through the sheet.
No, there's insertion, but the man and the woman, they don't move. Okay, so there's no motion. But then there's other people in the room that shake the mattress on their behalf to simulate the motion of the man and the woman. So technically, they're copulating, but they're not in motion. They have other people shake the bed. I'm not kidding you. It's a real thing. We got to take a break because this show can't drift this early. I still have other topics. I got to talk about money and cash, and I want to talk about why you're getting so many spam calls lately. I don't know if you guys are seeing an uptick in the spam calls. They're farming our telephone numbers. Some days I answer them just because I'm bored. I was like, fine, Ramesh Kapoor, I'll talk to you.
Oh, yeah, that's some of my favorite things I do. I like to answer the phone with the Indian person, and I can't say it on the air.
No, you can't. You had that look on your face where something racist was about to come out. I know what that look looks like. Right when something racist on the tip of your tongue, because I know I make that look myself. Let's take a break, come back. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back shortly.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Milwaukee Public School families, the first day of school is Tuesday, September 1st, and there's still time to enroll. MPS offers programs to fit every learner, including bilingual, Montessori, special education, and more. All MPS students receive free breakfast and lunch. Enroll today at milwaukeepublicschools.org/enrollment. Or visit MPS Student Services at 5225 West Bleeth Street, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you for choosing MPS.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. This week, buy coleslaw, macaroni, or potato salad for $3.49 a pound. Hidden Valley ranch dressing for $3.99. Golden Plump bone-in split chicken breast for $1.99 a pound. Seedless watermelon $4.99 each. And essential everyday butter quarters, 2 for $5. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
Milwaukee College Prep is redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dreams. Thursday, October 1st, join them at Venue 3 at 3rd Street Market Hall for Take a Stand, an inspiring event dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Come enjoy great food and drinks and learn more about Milwaukee College Prep's impact. And take a stand by investing in the future of our children. Purchase your tickets or make a donation today at 2026 takeastand.givesmart.com.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Local Milwaukee hip-hop artists will be performing a live show, totally free, on September 3rd at 6:30 p.m. There will also be food trucks on site. Got to have a food truck. Didn't really have a lot of food trucks back in the day. Now, fast food ain't fast enough. Now we need food on wheels. There will be food trucks on site along with library card sign-up stations. Special edition Run-Along Forever library cards will also be available. The first 50 attendees to sign up or renew their library card will get a free line-up T-shirt. I think this is a wonderful idea, one that we never came up with. We're local hip-hop artists who have essentially been banned from a particular bar, a venue on Brady Street. They're saying, well, screw it. We're going to collaborate with the Milwaukee Public Library and do a free show here. All are welcome. We're going to give away library cards and hopefully get people into the library, especially young people that otherwise would have no reason to go. I think this is a genius idea. It took something negative like banning these hip-hop artists and then turning it into something positive where they now are going to provide a free show. And if you are unfamiliar with Milwaukee rap, or maybe you think it's probably terrible and vulgar, here's an opportunity for you to go and check it out and get a library card. And if you're one of the first 50 people, you get a free T-shirt. People love free T-shirts. People will take a free T-shirt that says anything on it as long as it's free. So I'm very glad that this is taking place at the Milwaukee Public Library, and I'm also glad that the city of Milwaukee places a very, very high priority on libraries. Now, we've had a number of them that have closed over the years because they certainly were underutilized, but we have to find new ways to keep these libraries open. You know what else is a really good use of the library? They get people to go in them that otherwise wouldn't, using them as early voting sites. Now, it doesn't guarantee that someone's going to go back to the library and check out a book or get any reference materials, but just getting people in the door a lot of times is half the battle. So I think that's another great utilization of the space that we spend a lot of money on in the city of Milwaukee. It is a very large budget allocation. Milwaukee Public Library is not a tiny line item, so I've got an article here that outlines exactly how much money the city of Milwaukee spends on a variety of services. This is why your taxes are so much. Well, and of course, MPS. In the city of Milwaukee's 2026 adopted operating budget, the library received $33,650,000. That puts it in the same general financial neighborhood as several highly visible city functions. So I'm going to give you the names and the details of other city departments that the city of Milwaukee itself and the Common Council and the mayor prioritize just as much as the library. 911 emergency communications is funded at $27.17 million. The library actually gets $6 million more than 911. Every 911 call, police, fire, and medical dispatch is funded through that $27.17 million budget allocation. The whole Department of Neighborhood Services, a very important city department, they're only getting $25.88 million. That's $7.7 million more than, or less rather, than the library. That's all the building inspections, all of the code enforcement of all of the buildings, and investigating and condemning nuisance properties. The library gets a higher funding allocation than that. The library in the city of Milwaukee gets a higher funding allocation than the city of Milwaukee Health Department. They receive $22,680,000. The library gets almost $11 million more than the damn health department, and they are in charge of, the health department is public health, lead remediation, lead pipes, lead paint, taking lead out of schools, food inspection, and disease control. Those are some of the core functions of the city of Milwaukee Health Department, and the library is prioritized, at least budget-wise, even higher than the health department. The entire city of Milwaukee parking and transportation fund, while it's a little bit more than the library, it's still in the ballpark, $38.32 million. But that makes a lot of sense because having a well-funded parking enforcement arm of the city, because that brings revenue in. Several of y'all got unpaid parking tickets right now. Pay your tickets, or what do they do if you don't pay your tickets? Kill you? Take your car, murder you? They'll kick you out of the city? Do you get evicted from Milwaukee if you don't pay your tickets? What happens?
I think they make your license plates bad.
Oh yeah, they can. You can't re-register your vehicle. Parking enforcement alone is $15.02 million. The whole snow and ice removal, so snow removal, because wintertime, $15 million for that. So the library has double the money in their budget than we spend on removing all the snow and ice. I might argue we probably should increase that snow and ice removal budget just a little taste. And also, street lighting capital program. All of our street lights across the city is funded at $11.9 million. The library gets $33 million. Glad to see local hip-hop coming together with the Milwaukee Public Library to promote the many services that they have. The show is going to be on September 3rd. It's going to start at 6:30, and you can get a free library card. And also, meet 414 Big Frank. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for Hour 2.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
We Energies is asking the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin for permission to raise electric and natural gas rates again in 2027 and 2028. For families already struggling with high energy bills, these increases are more than just numbers. They can mean choosing between keeping the lights on, groceries, rent, or filling a prescription. It's up to all of us to make sure everyday families are not left paying the bill for infrastructure that primarily benefits large corporate energy users, which includes an increasing demand for massive data centers. So please join us September 1st as we fight for our lights. The rally starts 11:30 a.m. at the corner of 301 West Michigan Street at Zeidler Union Square Park. For more information, please go to www.walnutway.org.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha, live from American Family Assurance Studios.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I don't wish you no bad luck, baby. Don't wish you no strain. I only wanted to expose your life to the finer things. I offer you my company, girl. You don't need no sympathy, you just need someone who cares. Whatever you want.
Welcome to hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. This is one of those songs where you had to be there. You had to be around in the time and in the era when this would come on Hot 102. You had to be around. I feel bad for those of you that weren't. Let's read some of these YouTube comments if I dare. Mark says, cool sunglasses. Are those Ray-Bans? Why, yes, they are, Mark. Appreciate you being able to have good taste and understand what good sunglasses actually look like. Aaron says good morning to the black people. Well, that's racist of you. What about all the others? Aaron says Scarface the movie did more than Scarface the rapper to me. And you want to blame rap for all the things that happened to me, says Aaron. I don't know. I think it's a thin line. We look at the lyrics in some hip-hop songs, and some people take it as purely entertainment. Some people take it as a set of instructions. And I guess it depends on your foundation. There are some people that have been told and have been instructed, hey, this music is not real. Like a lot of these rappers that talk about selling dope and trapping, they live in the Hollywood Hills and all their kids went to private school. It's entertainment. It's not. They don't. Well, some of them, though, get murdered. So there's that. That makes you credible, though. I mean, it shortens your life, but like, he rapped about guns and stuff. He was faking. No, he actually got murdered. Oh, wow. He really meant it. Good for him.
The little Dirk trial that's going on right now.
I'm not following it. Did he murder somebody?
Oh, yeah. It's pretty bad. He has people on, I mean, his like, quote unquote homie is on stand just snitching on him, saying he like hired him to do all these killings and all that stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, good luck to him. Wonder if he gets convicted and Lindsey Clancy gets let off. You know that broad had a nanny?
Yeah.
How stressed out could you possibly be? I'm so sick of it. Whatever. I don't want to talk about it because I'll get angry. And then y'all are going to accuse me of being anti-woman, which is crazy because she murdered her kids. But if I talked about a man that murdered his kids, I could bash him left, right, 6 ways from Sunday, and y'all would just be like, yeah, that's a terrible man. But even if a woman murders her children, you still have to be nice. Don't. She allegedly murdered her kids. So I'm going to avoid that topic altogether. And the other thing, though, is if there was a man, let's say a man was real stressed out because of, his wife stressing him out and work is stressing him out. He's got money problems, got a bunch of issues. And then he kills his 3 kids because, he was suffering from depression too, maybe a very severe form of depression. Do you think that a whole bunch of men would rally behind him and throw a damn parade for him and cheer for him and wear T-shirts and make signs in solidarity saying, we need to focus on men's mental health? Absolutely no, we would not. That just shows you how insane some people in this indoctrinated internet society are. No matter how screwed up you are, no matter how weird and outlandish your beliefs are, there's a community of people on the internet that 100% agree with you. No matter what it is, no matter how bad it is, no matter how classless it is, no matter how distasteful it is, you can find your people. And they're probably on Reddit or they're probably on the Tiki-Taki. And then they normalize this stuff. Like, oh, she needed help, so she murdered her children so that she could get the help she needed. I hope they give her some help, all right? A lifetime's worth of help with a big ass inmate, a hairy, maybe transgender inmate. I don't know. Maybe. That's insane to me. Like, where's the justice for the children? Screw them kids. I think, you know what it is? I think people don't really like their kids. I don't think they do. I'd be scared to ask my mother if, I'm like, Emma, level with us. Level with me and your youngest boy, Tyler. Do you ever wish you never had us? Because, I was born after Roe was settled law. So Roe was 1973. So when my mom got pregnant with me, she could have been like, well, we could try again later, Eugene. We're still young. She decided to keep me. Maybe she regrets that. But she could have pulled the plug. She didn't. You know what I mean? It's like that. But I'm sure every mom is probably like, oh, if I didn't have these damn kids, I'd have a life. I'd have money. I'd be able to travel. I'd finish school. It'd be a lot easier for you to date. Hard to date a woman with 7 kids. Hard to date a woman with 4 kids. Hard to date some women with no kids. It depends on their ages, though. It depends on their ages and can they fight or not? Because I'll kick your son's ass. Because he don't get to talk to me like he talks to you. That's not. I give him one time. Oh, I got into it with a girlfriend's son before. Like it was, I don't want to say it got close because I was like, I'm just going to end it. Here's the problem. He was 13. But he acted like he was 23. And in that moment, if you approach me in a particular way, age ain't nothing but a number. I kicked that ass, boy. So yeah, it was a whole, I don't want to get into it. Sure, some women regret not having kids, but you don't kill them. You can auction them off. No, don't do it. No, we went through a period of that in America. Don't auction your kids off. Oh, they have the baby boxes. There's the no questions asked. Listen, this is a serious thing. Please don't laugh at this. I don't know if you guys are laughing or not, but don't laugh at this. It's very serious. Look at my face. I'm making a very straight face. I'm not even smiling, and I smile a lot. So they have like a little. Remember Blockbuster? When you drop your movies off in like that bin and they slide down and you hear it. You open up. And the Blockbuster wouldn't even have to be open. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And also, ladies and gentlemen, please be kind and rewind. Because you got to rewind the movie when you rented a VHS tape from the Blockbuster. We used to go to Blockbuster and get a movie. Used to argue with my high school girlfriend a lot because the movies that she wanted to get sucked. That was before Netflix and chill. That was when you actually rented a movie and you wanted to watch it. You didn't want to hump. Well, I guess you could pause. And I would only pause for 2 minutes anyway, so get right back to the movie. I don't know why you're shaking your head, Xavier. I'm not over here trying to prove nothing to nobody.
I just feel sorry for your partners.
I don't. If you count to 120, that's a decent amount of time. And plus, everything in today's society is fast. Nothing is slow. information moves fast. We want change to happen fast. We want the economy to change fast. We want our food fast. I'm just going along with the modern era. I'm fast too. Ain't nobody got time for all that. Nobody just talking about, oh, you over here. I'm gonna make love. Oh, light some candle. I ain't lighting no damn candle.
It's a case-to-case basis. We're not making love with everybody. Some people just need to, get it done.
Okay. Y'all know that I'm just kidding when I say that I'm a maestro in the bedroom.
No, we don't believe you anymore.
No. That's the point. You ain't got to believe me. I want to set expectations low. Because then she go run and tell her friends. That's the worst mistake you could ever make. Don't tell your friends. Don't do that now. I'm a maestro. You know what? I'm like a Picasso. Because trust me when I tell you. I know how to paint in the abstract. You know what I mean?
I do some painting, all right.
Ain't nothing wrong with painting. I am. There's an artist called Jackson Pollock. Look him up.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, Jackson Pollock is very.
Yeah.
And pearl necklaces they're beautiful jewelry.
Yeah.
They are. The pearl necklace is an underrated piece of jewelry. It's classy.
You know what my favorite dessert is?
Oh, good Jesus Christ!
I love a nice cream pie. It tastes, it's nice and warm. Get it right out the oven.
Stop it!
Get it right out the oven.
Hey! What time is it? Why would you do that?
It's a delicious treat.
I don't even have it. You know what? It's 10 o'clock in the morning, bro. Like, you can't talk about dessert before lunch is served. You can't. It's still breakfast time. You can't.
You don't have dessert before breakfast?
Hang on, man. No, I don't know.
Like cinnamon rolls?
I got to take a commercial break. Hey, everybody, Jesus Christ. Go to the YouTube and vote in the poll. I'm trying to see something. We're going to talk about cash. You guys have cash? Do you use cash still? Some people do. I think the next consumer revolt, and we need one, because everybody's concerned about privacy and being tracked. We don't like the flock cameras. We don't like how you can say something, and next thing you know, you're seeing ads on your phone and in your social media feed. If you're talking about going on a trip, let's say, you might see travel agent advertisements and flights from different airlines. Our phones are listening to us, and we're very nervous about being tracked, and there's cameras everywhere. So here's what I'm thinking. The next revolt, a quiet revolution that Americans can partake in, stop using electronic forms of payment because they create a record that is attributed to you. You can use you go to the grocery store, and if you have like a Savers card, or you can enter your phone number. So now your purchases and that electronic method of payment, maybe it's a credit card, maybe it's a debit card, is also linked to your phone number. And from that, and maybe there's a convenience because you can get coupons in the mail. I just got something in the mail from the Mejers. $25 off, $100 spent at the Mejers. Now, I use my Savers card at the Mejers. They've got my phone number. But also, there is a record of everything that I am buying. There's a whole profile of me as a consumer, and that information can get sold to third parties. Cash is anonymous, ladies and gentlemen. If you pay for everything in cash. Now, some things, it doesn't matter whether you pay in cash for them or not. Like your mortgage, because we know all the details about who the mortgage holder is. But other transactions, if you make them in cash, you are not creating a financial record that can be attributed to you. So we're going to talk about cash and a cashless society. Be forewarned, if you ever come to the 3rd Street Market Hall, and if you haven't been, I suggest you check it out. It's changing all of the time. New restaurants are coming and going. This is a cashless establishment. None of the vendors here, none of the merchants here take cash. How do I know? I have tried. I've even offered more cash than the product actually costs, and they still will not take it. There's a reason why so many places and spaces are going cashless. And if I'm not mistaken, now it's been a while since I've been there, American Family Field, I think they're totally cashless too. which is a huge inconvenience. But we're going to get into the details of that. But first, please vote in our YouTube poll. Go to YouTube.com or open up your YouTube app from your smartphone or other mobile device. Search 1017 The Truth. Hit subscribe, and you'll be able to vote in our YouTube, which I can't see for some reason. Why can't I see it, Xavier? We'll worry about that on the other side. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on a special Friday edition, where Xavier says his favorite dessert is a cream pie in the morning. We'll both be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Every child deserves access to an exceptional education and the opportunity to dream big. On Thursday, October 1st, come together with Milwaukee College Prep at Venue 3 at 3rd Street Market Hall for the annual Take a Stand fundraiser. Your support helps more than 2,000 Milwaukee scholars learn, grow, and build brighter futures through access to a high-quality education. Enjoy food, drinks, and inspiring events while making a meaningful difference for Milwaukee's children. Get your tickets or make a donation today at 2026takeastand.givesmart.com.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way, improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Record as frequently as possible. Then, as it becomes easier for you, play the record once a day or as needed.
Fewer Americans are using cash today than ever before. This one comes from the Pew Research Center. Today, about 42% of U.S. adults say they don't use cash for any purchases in any typical week. This is up from 24% in 2015. Fewer, 12%, say they use cash to pay for all or most of their purchases in a typical week. Another 46% say they use cash sometimes, and that's according to a Pew Research Center survey conducted from May 26th until June 1st, 2026. So then there's the people that use cash everything all the time, no matter what. And if the service or the merchant or the creditor doesn't take cash, then these people have to find somebody else to make the transaction for them. You got to be careful of those folks because they're probably unbanked. There are some people, there's still a third of African Americans that don't have a damn bank account. Statistically, we as a race of people in America are the most unbanked because just like y'all don't trust the doctor, y'all don't trust the vaccines. Apparently, you think the bank is going to run off with your $74.19. Sherwin, I don't trust the banks. They going to steal my money. You don't have any money. That's not the point. I bet you if I went into some of your houses and if I lifted up the mattress, I might find all sorts of stuff underneath the mattress. But there's still probably a lot of folks that hide money underneath the mattress. So for people that don't have a bank account, it's more expensive because if you get a check, because you have to get a check if you don't have a bank account because you can't get direct deposit, the places that you have to go to cash your paycheck are going to charge you, 1 to 3%, while it seems like a menial amount. Add that up, across 24, 26, or 52 pay periods, and you're paying money to get your own money. And so for those of you that don't have a bank account, especially if you're an adult, I would highly encourage you to do so because you could be saving yourself a ton of money in unnecessary fees. And also, I think it's easier to save money and to put money away if you don't physically have it on you all of the time. I don't think that let me see. Have I ever just cashed a paycheck and put all the money in my pocket? If so, I was probably a kid. I don't think I've ever done it. I always put a little bit of money away. Some people get paid. Like we got paid today, Xavier. Did you know that? I know you know. You make big money here. How much money you make here? You make a lot of money.
Not enough.
Putting up what you got to put up with. You know what I'm real curious about? I wonder what Homer and Bailey make.
Why don't you ask them?
They wouldn't tell me. Black people don't ever tell that kind of stuff. How much do y'all think radio people make? We're not going to tell you, obviously. But if you all had to guess, I'm just curious as to what you guys think the range is. Not that it matters. Some of y'all probably think we make millions. Higher income Americans continue to be far more likely than those with lower incomes to go cashless. Today, 58% of those households earning $100,000 or more per year say they make none of their purchases with cash. This is higher than the 43% of those households earning $50,000 to $99,999 who say the same. This continues to drop steadily by income to 24% of those making less than $30,000 a year. On the other hand, those in lower income households are more likely than other groups to rely on cash. Only about a quarter of those who make less than $30,000 annually use it for all or almost all purchases. Younger adults stand out for never using cash. About half of adults under the age of 30, at 51%, say they don't use cash for any of their purchases in a typical week. This drops to 46% of those 30 to 49, and further to 37% of those aged 50 to 64. Those 65 and older are the least likely to say that they never use cash. I still maintain that cash is king. It's just not the same. I got a whole bunch of credit cards too. I got credit cards and I got debit cards. I got all that mess. And if I pull out my credit cards and my debit cards and I fan them out, That's not a flex because people might think, oh, Sherwin, you probably have a lot of credit card debt, which I don't. But if you pull out a big fat wad of greenbacks and you got to hold them together with a rubber band, that'll make anybody horny. There's something about having a big old wad of cash. So it makes you feel good. Every now and again, something may happen. That's the last time I had a big old wad of cash. I sold a car in when I sell that Crossfire? 2015. I sold it. I used to drive it was my summer car. That was back when I was crazy fancy with it. I used to have a summer car and a winter car. My summer car was this little red 2-seat convertible little Chrysler Crossfire. You couldn't tell me a goddamn thing when I was in that car. You might see me riding around with your auntie one day, and that same evening, I might have your mom in the passenger seat. And then I might be riding around with your sister. Well, don't blame me. I'm a victim of circumstance. Can't help it if your mama wanted to get in the car with me and go for a ride and let her weave blow in the wind. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You got to make sure you got to strap it down, though. Strap it down because it gets windy in a convertible. Third wheel. Yes, baby. Can I go for a ride in your convertible? You sure can, baby. Ooh-wee. I can't wait to go for a ride, third wheel in your convertible. All right, now. I go pick her up somewhere off of 27th Street. She hops in. She looks around. When there's no roof above you, that's a whole new feeling of being out in the open air. I highly suggest that everybody at some point in their life, please get a convertible. If you don't buy one, rent one for a weekend. Reward yourself. So she get in. Should I put on my seat belt? Yes, baby. Put on your seat belt. Okay. I take off. Walk. Boop. That wig fly out. Third with my hair. Help. And now we both riding around a convertible bald headed. Ain't nothing wrong with it, though. There's nothing wrong with it.
Why does she have a speech impediment?
I don't know. That's how she sounds sometimes. Why are you making fun of how she sounds? She can't help it. She went to a speech therapist. She went to a speech pathologist all through middle school. They used to send her to special classes. That's third one. Can you turn around and go get my hair? And that's how tumbleweaves are born. No, that's how, because I was riding around with somebody's auntie, and she didn't strap it down. And then the convertible, why do they let me have a radio show? Whose idea? Oh, Mr. Gerald Jones, may he rest in peace. He's probably turning over in his grave. God damn it, Sherwin, why are you over here talking about strapping it down? That's how Mr. Jones used to sound. But having no cash on hand doesn't always mean it's being used. Indeed, 26% of Americans who carry cash always or most of the time say they don't use it for any of their typical purchases. Sometimes it's just good to have it. You ever just have some cash? Like, this is something that might be old school. Have a little cash, just in case now. In case of a little emergency, and let's say you get separated from your wallet. Let's say you get separated from all of your credit cards. You got to have a little cash somewhere now so you can make you some little purchases. Or back in the day, my parents used to go, you got to have a little walking around money. You got a little pocket money, Sherwin? No, ma'am. Here, because my parents would think if I went to the mall and I didn't have any money, I'm not kidding you. My parents did not trust me at all. They used to, because I used to go to the mall a lot. Went to Northridge, 3 times a week sometimes. And my mother would ask, Sherwin, you got some walking around money? Yeah, well, of course not. I don't have a job. I'm 14. Here, come here. Let me give you a little walking around money, a little pocket money. Here you go. Here, take a little bit of money. Because she honestly believed, my father did too, that if I went to the mall with no money, that I would steal. No, I would just go to the mall just because all my friends were there. You got to have your little walking around money. And maybe I'll spend it, maybe I wouldn't. But back then, a damn McDonald's hamburger was 39 cents. You go to a movie for $3.50. Everything was cheap. If you spent $5 at Taco Bell, you were a fat whore. You know, $5 at Taco Bell used to have stuff on the menu for 50 cents. It's something about having cash. It's just, it's sexy. So the most cash I ever had, this is why I told the story about your auntie riding around in my convertible and her losing her wig, and that's how tumbleweaves are born, is the most cash I had on me was when I sold that vehicle. I sold it to an old white dude who drove all the way down from West Bend. I was asking, what did I ask for? It only had 40,000 miles on it. I think I was asking like 14 for it because I put it on cars.com. It was pristine. It was flawless. There was no nicks, dents, scratches. I kept it waxed. It was stored in the garage for winters. I didn't drive it in the winter. It was a beautiful, beautiful automobile. Go look it up. I had a 2005 Chrysler Crossfire convertible. It was garnet red with a black power top. Couldn't tell me nothing with that car. So I think I was asking 14. I had to get rid of it because I was just done with it. Because storing a car is a lot of pain in the butt. It's a lot of extra maintenance. You got to change the oil once you get it, ready to be put back in service. And before you store it, you got to make sure the battery is on a battery tender. You got to have fresh fuel in it. You got to change all the fluids, and you got to do the exact same thing when you put it in the storage. It was just, I got sick of it. I had my midlife crisis era, and I was like, let me sell this car. So I think I was asking 14 for it. Dude showed up with 11.9 in cash. I'm like, hold on, man. He's like, I got the money right here, sure. He had it in a manila, one of them folders, a manila envelope. He's like, look at here, look at it. Let me count it out for you. I was like, damn. And I had to get rid of it because I didn't want to, the insurance had expired on the vehicle. So if I kept it another day, I'd have to renew the damn insurance, and I didn't want to do that. So I was like, man, come on, give me that. I snatched the money from him. Here, made him sign the title. He's like, get on out here. And he brought his friend with him. 2 old white dudes from West Bend. It was funny when he took it on a test drive because I rode with him. And he went all up in the hood. He's like, well, where should I turn? I was like, yeah, turn left. Go east. Oh, okay, this is interesting. No, keep going. Burleigh, Locust, Chambers, Hadley, Center Street. No, keep going. Yeah. Turn south. Yeah. But I think that was the most cash that was mine. I am not going to tell you stories from when I was much younger, hanging out in places I should not have been hanging out at, where it was somebody else's cash that I may have been in the vicinity of. But that was I took pictures with it. Now, I didn't go crazy and spread it out all over my bed and then roll around in it naked. That's gross. I don't ever want to do that because money is filthy. You know what people do with money? They snort cocaine with it. They do all sorts of really yucky, dirty things with money. But yeah, I think that was the most cash I ever had that belonged to me, is when I sold a car and I got undercut by a white dude from West Bend. See there, that's white supremacy for you. I should have sent him on his way, but he had that money talks. That's the truest thing I think I've ever heard my entire life. Yeah, I wanted $14,000 for that car. I don't even know if it was worth 14, but he gave me 11.9, and I snatched that 11.9. That 11.9 was sexy. 119 $100 bills. Come on, dog. Is that right? No. 11.9. No, 109. Yeah. Ooh, wee. All right, let's take a break. Come back. Check the YouTube poll. But I also want to tell you the jeopardy you could be putting yourself in, because we're all concerned about privacy. We want to make sure that our affairs stay private. When you use debit cards and credit cards, there is a traceable financial record that is being created, and that financial picture that you are painting of yourself every single time you swipe a card or tap a card is valuable information to retailers and to anyone who sells anything. And guess where all of that information is stored? Think about how many transactions you may do in a typical day, a week, a month, or even a year. It's a lot of data, right? Well, guess where it's stored, genius? At the damn data centers that you don't want to move into your community. The next big consumer revolt or revolution that we should have is we stop, at least for a day or two, maybe even a week if you guys can handle it, where we don't use our cards and we don't swipe and tap at all. We just use cash. So we put a hole in these financial pictures that they have of us as consumers. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM in the city of Milwaukee. You can find us on YouTube. Search 1017 The Truth on the YouTube. And while you're on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hughes Views 414. As long as you're there, you might as well. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
And squeeze and hug and girl, you know the rest, 'cause they tell me it never rains in Southern California.
Tell me. Let's talk to Alan. Hello, Alan. You're on 1017 The Truth.
Hey, Sherwin, how are you?
I'm good. What's up?
I just got off the phone with the cops over at District 4, so now I'm on board with defund the police. I'm just going to put that out there. Like I told the guy. First he tells me I gotta talk a certain way. And I'm like, wait a minute, buddy. What does your thing say? Doesn't it say serve and protect? And then some woman, I'm using that with the air quotes, which I don't like using.
Alan, what are you talking about? We don't even know. Take us off a speakerphone. You can't call a radio show on speakerphone. That's rule number 1. You can't do that.
Thank you.
Can't do that.
All right, here. Hang on. I've got you up there.
Take us off.
All right. I'll take it off the speaker. How about that?
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening right now and you ever call a radio show, don't ever have us on Bluetooth. Don't ever call us on a speaker because it sounds terrible for the listening audience. Okay, Alan, proceed with whatever you're rambling about.
Well, I wasn't rambling. I'm getting a cone right now. What I was going to tell you, I'm just going to stick on the point. You were talking about the credit card. You know, I never use them ever for anything. I don't use the debit card.
How you pay your
What
mortgage?
I pay everything like that through my wife's bank. I don't exist, dude. I really don't exist on the internet at all.
You call a talk radio show 3 or 4 days a
So
week.
what? So what? But my bank, my information doesn't exist anyway. You got a thing on there that says I went to University of Wisconsin, and what else? I mean, but as for the credit cards, I don't do it.
Alan, you have a Facebook page, sir.
So what? That ain't nothing. All that. You know what that's for? Look what's all on there. A lot of that's my wife because people stalk her. So she put, we share everything. That's her Facebook page. I wouldn't even have had one. Look how many friends I got. I got like 22 friends, if that. A couple of them are people I don't know, and they seem like decent human beings. They follow some of the music I like. And then there's like 10 of them that are cousins who I don't really talk to, but you want to, you know, who's going to send a birthday on the internet? So my brother and sister aren't on there with me. My parents were never on the internet. The Facebook thing is just me trolling, really, what I do with it. I'm not that important of a guy. But I go to the bank, I get money, I got a certain amount. They raise the amount I can take out every day on my debit card. So, like, today we're going to go shopping. So I got to go to the bank when I leave this McDonald's and go get some cash. And then we're going to go shopping later. But, yeah, I try not to use one as much as I can. The mortgage is tied to my wife's account. It comes out on a certain day. And I'm getting to the point where I might just pay that off in full and then put the money away for the I'm getting ready to move, I think, anyway. Enough is enough with this.
The
I've been
developer.
driving myself.
Yeah, the developer.
Yeah.
The developer.
Oh, I sicked the bees on him the other day, though. Even not a cop told me it was diabolical. That's one thing he did that was funny. I brought out the garbage can full of bees. You want to park in front of my house? Then I kicked them off to get them going. The guy selling dope was cracking up. He goes, dude, you're for real? And I said, 100%. He goes, Mike. He goes, I love you, man. I said, don't worry about it. I'm just getting warmed up. I got a hornet's nest. So when I get home, I'm going to toss over the fence, I think.
All right.
They want to play with. There you go. Anyway, God bless you, my friend. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Alan.
This is a hell. Oh, by the way, Villard's ice cream is killer, man. It's good to go.
Where is it? What's
It's
it
the
called?
Villard? You know, Villard McDonald's on McDonald's. Well, we're by the Muslim Center. They blocked the street a lot and know me, too. There's that Islamic Center over here right off of...
like near Capitol in Titonia?
No.
No, not there?
No, north of Capitol, of Capitol.
I know where you're talking about.
Yeah, they're over there. They were talking about us one day when we were walking our dog, so we had to stop and let them know I understood what they were saying. You got to remember, I was in prison with them.
That's
idiots.
back where the old St. Michael's Hospital used to be. Remember St. Michael's?
I think so.
Yep.
No, I wasn't up. I didn't move up until I met my wife.
When did you move to Milwaukee?
Like 2008, maybe, something like that. 2008, 2000.
Where'd you move from? Oh, you lived in Kenosha.
No, I was living in Sturtevant at the time. But, I grew up in Kenosha.
Same damn thing. All right. Well, thank you, Alan. Have a great day.
Sturtevant's really racist, if you want to know the truth. That's why they stopped the buses. That was a fight I had, because they wouldn't let the buses go out there because of the prison. So Sturtevant stopped the Racine buses from letting people go visit their families. That was a big fight I was involved in. We kind of got that. We got them to look at themselves, if you will.
Sturtevant is in Racine County, right?
Yeah, right. And
of course.
Racism County. Then there's that farm there, that Apple Hollow. They're racist too. They one time wouldn't give my kids an ice cream cone, and then they're like, "Oh, Ty said, hey baby, come here. What's going on?" And I'm like, "Why? What's going on at the darn ice cream thing?" They're ignoring my kids and dealing with all these white kids. So I talked to the guy. I go, "I'm not doing that." I said, "Well, I'm standing right here in 3D, and I think you were doing it. I'm watching you do it. Want me to show you the video where you ignored my daughter?" So that was good. They tried to give us some free dinner. I don't want no dinner from that racist place. All right, have a good one, man.
All right, you too.
Oh,
It's Friday.
He just kept going on and on. Who requested this in the YouTube chat? I had to play it. Do you guys keep cash? Or do you use credit cards and debit cards? We're very curious. Vote in our YouTube poll. So far, 44% of you select debit card as your preferred method of payment. Another 28% say credit card. Cash, actually also at 28%. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee Public School families, the first day of school is Tuesday, September 1st, and there's still time to enroll. MPS offers programs to fit every learner, including bilingual, Montessori, special education, and more. All MPS students receive free breakfast and lunch. Enroll today at milwaukeepublicschools.org/enrollment or visit MPS Student Services at 5225 West Bleeth Street, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you for choosing MPS.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Not that edible food, that food you eat? No, I have some food for thought. Since knowledge is infinite, it has infinitely fell on me. So, it was a stormy night. You know the kind where the lightning strikes.
And I was hanging out with some of my artsy friends.
Ooh, you. The night was.
So this album, top 10 greatest neo-soul R&B albums literally of all time since the invention of human ears. Baduism by Erykah Badu. Holy smokes. I saw Erykah perform at the rave in, holy smokes, I think it was before COVID. 2019, probably. Awful. Wanted my money back. Horrible show. Horrible. Dreadful. High as a kite. She was so high, she didn't move. And she did, Erykah probably did a 2.5 hour, 3 hour set. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Literally did not take a step forward, backward, left, or right. She was wearing this gigantic, ridiculous, huge 3.5, 4 foot afro wig with a little tiny hat hanging in the middle of the afro hair. It was weird. And then she go off on these tangents. Boy, do I hate when people go off on tangents. Isn't that something terrible? I was so disappointed. And I don't know if she tours very much because I knew at the time that I had to go and see her because I didn't know if I would ever get the opportunity to see her again because her tours are rare. And I could not tell you the last time Erica was in Milwaukee. So when I found out she was coming, I went to the show and it was just, you know what else made that show a mess? Is I went with my best friend and his girlfriend. Stupid. That was stupid because guess what they decided to do when we got to the show? Get drunk and argue. You ever been the third friend when two of your friends are in a relationship and they're arguing? Ain't nothing worse than that because they try to make Sherwin pick a side. Well, get with Sherwin. You remember when he said, hey man, dog, you remember when I called you and told you what? Sherwin, who do you think is right or wrong? Screw both of you. I would divorce the both of you. Oh, they ruined it. And then because I drove. I was ready to go home. This was a whole mess. Oh, I think my friend went to jail that night, actually. I shouldn't be putting my people's business out there, but he put me in a very bad spot. So they separated at the show. She went to one part of the venue to watch the show. He was in another. They just decided that it was best, and that was probably smart, so they could at least enjoy the Erykah Badu show, which in itself was horrible. I'm in the balcony, all right? When the show was over, we had a designated spot in which we were going to meet by one of the restrooms, and then we were going to leave, okay? Show was ending. Show was over. She's there with where she's supposed to be. We can't find him, so and now the security's like, yo, y'all got to go. Y'all got to go. No, we're waiting on a friend. I mean, the place is damn near cleared out. We don't know where the hell he went. So I figured he got angry and took an Uber. He left. That's what I figured. Okay? We're calling him. His phone is going straight to voicemail. We know that he was mad because he was arguing with his girlfriend. He probably drank too much, which he sometimes is known to do. So whatever. I take her home. Okay? Drive her home. And I go home. Apparently, he was looking for us somewhere outside of the venue of the rave and then got mad at me because I didn't find him and got mad at me that I took his girlfriend home knowing that he was mad at his girlfriend. Ain't that some mess? So I said all that to say, Erykah Badu's Baduism album, it's so good. It came out when I was in college. It's a very good album. A cashless society is not primarily an ideological project. It's a result of technology, convenience, e-commerce, smartphones, reward programs, and business discovering that electronic payments can be faster and easier to administer than physical currency. So what we're talking about is a cashless society. A lot of places that you go, they don't accept cash anymore. The 3rd Street Market Hall is a total cashless venue. If I'm not mistaken, American Family Field, where you go and watch the baseball and where you go and see other sporting events and things, even big concerts, they're cashless as well. I think the Fiserv Forum may also be cashless, so it's a very popular thing to do. And so we asked you a question on this topic. What is your preferred method of payment when you're just out here in the world? Do you use your debit card? Do you use a credit card? Or are you one of those folks that still uses cash? The Pew Research Center did a survey of this, and the older you are, the more likely you are to use cash primarily. The younger you are, the more likely you are to never use cash at all. Cash is, according to this article, inefficient in some ways, but extraordinarily private. Digital payments are extraordinarily convenient, but they create records. And despite the rhetoric about America going, quote, cashless, we aren't quite there yet. Federal Reserve research released this year in 2026 found that consumers still averaged about 6 cash payments per month in calendar year 2025, and that's down from 14 in 2016. About 81% of consumers had used cash within the previous 30 days, and 90% said they plan to continue using it. The simplest way to explain this would be think about the difference between handing somebody a $20 bill and handing somebody a credit card. With the 20, the transaction ends. It's over. With the credit card, the transaction begins a data trail. The bank knows there was a transaction. The merchant and its processor keeps the record. The payment network participates in moving the transaction. Depending on the system, information about the merchant, the amount, the time, the location, the category of purchase can become a part of the financial data ecosystem. That difference explains both the great advantage and the great concern surrounding a cashless economy. Well, why are people moving away from cash, you may ask? Well, there wasn't one government decision declaring America will be cashless. Consumers largely did it on their own. The Federal Reserve's number tell a story. Back in 2016, 10 years ago, Americans averaged, now this is roughly, 14 cash payments a month. So that's literally one every other day. We averaged 8 credit card payments every month back in 2016 and 12 debit card payments. Fast forward to the year 2025, and the cash payments went from 14 per month in 2016 to only 6 per month in 2025, 16 credit card transactions in 2025. In 2016, it was 8. And debit card transactions also increased from 2016 to 2025 from 12 to 15, respectively. So cash transactions fell by more than half, while credit card and debit transactions literally doubled. Several forces drove that transition. Of course, e-commerce. You can't put a $20 bill into a smartphone to order something off of the Amazons or the DoorDashes. Smartphones themselves that contain digital wallets turn your telephone, your cell phone into a wallet. And of course, convenience, nothing more convenient than just tapping to pay. Automatic payments such as utilities, streaming services, insurance, your subscriptions, and mortgages increasingly operate electronically. That is my preferred method. Most of my fixed bills come out of the checking account right away. I don't have to send in any payment. I don't got to go to some silly website. They just deduct the money automatically. So that also is considered one of those cashless electronic transactions. Let's talk more about this in hour 3. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. This week, buy coleslaw, macaroni, or potato salad for $3.49 a pound. Hidden Valley Ranch dressing for $3.99. Golden Plump bone-in split chicken breast for $1.99 a pound. Seedless watermelon, $4.99 each. And Essential Everyday Butter Quarters, 2 for $5. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 1017 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha, live from American Family Assurance Studios.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 3 of The Truth with me, Sherwin Hughes. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us on a Friday. Well, what other thing would you rather be doing than listening to all of the information that we disseminate? Talking about this cashless society, which did take a little getting used to because it was a slow and gradual transition. I didn't buy my first thing off of Amazon. I still didn't really trust online shopping until, I don't know, the 2010s, the late 2010s. I didn't download and use Amazon until 2018. Everybody was, oh, sure, when you got to use Amazon. Because back, what I remember of Amazon, because Amazon's been around since the 90s. There used to be a book reseller, and it was always stuck in my mind. It just didn't make any sense to me how you could then get damn near anything off of Amazon, because when they first started, that's where you went and bought used books. Amazon used to operate like an online bookstore. But then, of course, they added literally everything under the sun. But I didn't really trust these online transactions. But you know what really accelerated it? And the article that I have backs this up. COVID. You were at home, and if you needed things delivered, if you needed a purchase, and you couldn't just go out to the store and get stuff. Plus, stores in your neighborhood were running out of stuff. Do you guys remember the fact that we ran out of toilet paper? Would you have ever thought in the richest nation on planet Earth, and I say the richest nation, it's all of your income, the value of your house, the value of the land, all of the rent that we pay, all of the taxes that we pay, all of the gold in Fort Knox, and you know where else the United States gets its wealth from? That is why there is so much resistance to forgiving student loans. Federal student loans, the United States counts as its wealth. That's why you can't discharge them in bankruptcy, and that's why the interest is calculated daily and it runs forever. But they'll also let you defer them and go into forbearance for the rest of your life, because that balance is always there. The whole point with student loans, a lot of folks don't know this, the whole point with student loans is to make sure that you always have a balance, whether you pay it off or not, because the United States can say, this is a part of our overall wealth, how much money you owe to go to college. It's a really weird system. That being said, I had to get, so the dope man at the time, everybody knows the dope man, right? Now, that doesn't mean you buy dope from him, but just, you know, somebody that sells drugs. The dope man is a dude that I've known for 30 years. Cool dude. He just has a weird profession, but one that's not going out of business. Selling dope is not ever going to get replaced by AI. I assure you. He's like, Sherwin, I make more money selling toiletries and toilet paper and paper towel. I went to this dude's house. I've known him for years. Good dude. Just does illegal stuff. He has, when you walk into somebody's house, if you have one of these Milwaukee bungalow style houses and you walk in that front door, you usually have a closet right there. So walk in the front door, right somewhere adjacent to the front door, there'll be that closet. That's where people hang their coats, whatever. From floor to ceiling, he cleaned out all of the clothes, all of the coats, all the winter jackets, all of the shoes in his front closet. And when I say floor to ceiling with toilet paper, my man had Cottonelle, my man had the Charmin, my man had the Scott, my man had the paper towels, my man had the Brawny, my man had the Quicker Picker Upper. I'm not kidding you, the entire front closet. He's like, go ahead, Sherwin, get what you need, playboy. And was hustling and selling. I don't even know where he got it from, but don't question his methods. So during COVID, if you wanted to buy something, chances are you had to order it. Transactions online. There's another thing that people do, which I guess I have succumbed to it. It's so when you go out to eat, you split the check, or maybe one person pays for the check, and then the other people will give them cash. That's another reason why I like to have cash, because I can be a little bit more precise if I go out to eat with a group of people. Instead of having to split the check 17 different ways and making it a headache for everybody, I know what I ordered. Let's say I ordered $30 worth of stuff. Here you go. Here's $40. Here's $42. Here's my share. I pay in cash. Boom, I'm good to go. And also, it's a benefit to the person who might be putting everything on their card, because they have a little bonus. They get a little cash because I paid for my meal or my drinks, whatever, in cash. So they can put that in their pocket. But they do this thing now, and I don't like it, but you got to get used to it. I go out with some friends. Bill comes. Fine, I got the bill. How y'all want to do this? Oh, Sherwin, I'll Zelle you. I'll Cash App you. What's the other one? Zelle? Venmo. I don't like that, but that's just how they do it. Oh, Sherwin, I'll get the coffees. Just Venmo me the $3.19. Now, I've gotten used to it now. There are some people that get their checks deposited you can deposit somebody's check with the Cash App. You can buy stocks and bonds with them. You can buy crypto with it now. But these are just other additional forms of electronic payment that keep records in a world in which we all should be much more concerned about our privacy. And I don't think that we quite realize how much of our privacy we are sacrificing and giving over to merchants and giving over to retailers and giving over to financial institutions, where they're creating this really accurate data picture of us. The other thing that I want to discuss during this hour of the program is the number of spam calls that we get. Now, it ebbs and flows. I might go a whole week and I don't get any. There'll be some days where I'm receiving 4, 5, and 6 of these damn spam calls. Now, depending upon what I'm doing, depending upon my mood, but also they can get you, because some of the numbers that call me could be the number of a friend or someone that maybe it's something that's business related. So I am likely to answer more calls than I am to send them to voicemail, just because I'm expecting calls from different people and different organizations. People, hey, Sherwin, can I get on the radio show? Or, hey, Sherwin, I'm calling from XYZ business. We're trying to set something up with 1017 The Truth. So I got to answer my phone more than most people do, and sometimes they catch you. You'll always know, because there'll be that pause. You'll answer the phone like a sucker. And here I am. Hello? And then you get more and more frustrated with each hello, don't you? I know I do. If I say hello once and if I don't hear something back, my next hello is going to be a little louder and a little more serious. But if I got to say hello 3 times, now I'm just going to be a full-blown racist. Now I'm very angry. There's a reason why there is a pause. So they collect all of our data, and a lot of times they can track who we are, where we go, our phone data, and our financial transactions with our actual cell phone numbers. And our numbers are packaged and they're sold. And wait till I give you the details. There's actually a list called the sucker list. The Federal Trade Commission is aware, and scammers use it because If you're noted as a sucker, you are much more likely statistically to fall for a scam. Could be Medicare, could be Medicaid, could be Social Security. Here's the other crazy part. People that have been victims of scams before, and I feel so bad. I really do. That's one thing that I think the maximum penalties need to be levied on these people. If you screw trusting elderly people out of their money, they need to put your ass under the jail because that's foul. These people lose everything. So they got a sucker list. The people who have been scammed in the past are more likely to be scammed again. Can you believe that? Statistically proven. I'm going to get into the details of it, and y'all are going to freak out when you hear this, because check this out. There might be someone who they got scammed. Let's say they got scammed out of $3,000. Oh, like, hey, we're here making sure that you're still enrolled in Medicare, Medicaid, Part D. Hey, we just need a little bit of your information. Oh, yeah, absolutely, sure. Here's my Social Security number, blah, blah, because they don't want to interrupt their Medicare and their Medicaid, not knowing this is a total fraud, okay? And they might even say they're calling from a hospital that this individual may have gone to recently and received service. Oh, we just need to confirm your information, ma'am. Just making sure we have everything so that Medicare gets billed and so that you don't get billed. And then the ladies, oh, absolutely, here's my information. Boom, they got her for $3,000. Here's what happens, okay? And chances are she's never going to get that money back again. You can complain and file a complaint with the Attorney General. You can file a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission. Of course, you can report that fraud. There'll usually be a news story on it. You guys will see news stories every now and again. Oh, beware of a scam that's going on. So we find it better and more preventative to use the media to tell people about scams going on, because once you get ensnared in the scam, chances are your money is never going to be returned to you. In very few cases is money ever returned. But here's what they do when you're on the quote unquote, and it's literally called the sucker list. Let's say they get you for $3,000. Someone, and they'll know, obviously the scammer knows because they have your money. They'll call you back 3 months or 6 months later, okay? Saying that, hey, they represent some organization. And here's the thing, because they're the ones that took your money, here's what they say to you. Hi, Miss Smith, and they know your name. Hi, Miss Smith, we understand that you lost $3,000 in a scam. We're very sorry to hear that, but we do have good news for you. We have been able to recover your money. But what we need from you is a $395 transaction fee. Do you know how many people actually fall for that? So many people fall for that it's a lucrative multi-billion-dollar business. So if you steal money from a vulnerable person once, you obviously keep their information because you got money from them. You call them at a later date and say, if you send us a little more money, we will recover your $3,000. All we need is your bank account information, and we'll direct deposit the money in your bank account in 24 hours. And as ridiculous as that may sound, do you know how many people are relieved to pay that $395, $295 to get their $3,000 returned, and then they get them again? So we're going to talk about that in a little bit, because that ultimately is what some of this stuff is leading to, these digital profiles that they can create. Because if you combine all the information we share via social media, and then you take that information and you package it with all the information that everybody already knows about us, who we are, where we work, where we live, and then you look at their financial transactions, where they go, what they spend their money on, et cetera, and all of this information can be aggregated where they have these detailed profiles on us, and then that information is then sold. And we can get targeted sometimes. It's legitimate stuff. Sometimes they're legitimate telemarketers. I would suggest everybody put yourself on the no-call list. About 260 million Americans are currently on it. Doesn't stop a goddamn thing, because the criminals are still going to call you, but legitimate telemarketing businesses know that they'll be in violation of federal law if they call you anyway. But Rakesh and Kapoor and all the other people from India and Bangladesh, they don't care about no-call list. I'm going to take a break, come back, continue our conversation. Maybe I should read some YouTube commentary. I'm literally getting a spam call right now. Unbelievable. I should answer. The reason why when you answer and there's that pause is because they use very sophisticated dialing software, and it can dial numbers at a rate faster than a human would, right? And so it's dialing and dialing, and it's random numbers, and it's dialing and dialing and dialing. And when you pick up They have to then route your call to someone who's available to take it, and that's what the pause is. So you have an automated system that's dialing and dialing and dialing, and finally they catch somebody that picks up. That has to be routed to someone who actually is available to take your call. And sometimes the call never gets taken. That's when you hear the disconnect. But that's what that pause is. And you know, when you hear that pause, you know that they got you. And now you're being marked and noted as someone who answers the phone. So your record now can get sold to somebody else as a list of people that are actually going to answer the phone. And then the next spam call is going to call from that. Take a break, come back, continue chatting. I will read a couple of YouTube comments on the other side. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I'll be back shortly.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. This week, buy coleslaw, macaroni, or potato salad for $3.49 a pound. Hidden Valley Ranch dressing for $3.99. Golden Plump bone-in split chicken breast for $1.99 a pound. Seedless watermelon $4.99 each. And essential everyday butter quarters, 2 for $5. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Just tell her. See, I've been watching you for a while. Your smiling style. Wanna know if I can be with you for the night. Alright, is that alright, baby, baby? There is only one for me.
Welcome back to the program. Read some of these YouTube comments. I'm gonna scroll back. I don't know, 20 minutes ago maybe. Not Really a City Girl says, oh, this will be a good one. She says this to Mr. Ma D. She says she's a hopeful romantic and love the idea of love, but it does appear to be a different type of energy flowing outside. I stay indoors and keep my peace of mind. Let me tell you something. Not really a city girl. You don't get no shortage of attention now and all that wagging you dragging. You know, she came up here, Xavier, a couple weeks ago looking for you.
Oh, come back up here then if you got a lot of wagging.
Man, listen to me. I'm going to tell you something. So she comes up to the window, and I think that if you guys are in a certain place in the producer studio, I think they can see you from this window that is facing the market hall. Okay. So she waved to me, of course, got a glimpse of you, and then she walked off. Okay. Her body she'd walked out the door. Her ass was still here. Her ass ordered some pizza.
Oh, so she's a big booty cutie?
She ain't bad. She ain't bad. I was like, wait a minute. Now I'm thinking to myself, I'm off in about 20 minutes. You can stick around. Now you ain't got to. No, but her ass was here enjoying lunch. But she had already left. The rest of her got in the car, drove away. But yeah, she had on some leggings.
Oh, send your pictures in.
Hold on, man. You got to stop telling these women to send in their pictures because Lady B said that my Facebook relationship status said I was in a relationship. I'm married. Y'all know that, but don't worry about that. That's not your business. Between me and my spouse. And my spouse does her thing. She's cool with it. She knows. It is what it is.
Oh, you're in an open marriage.
Open for one of us.
Oh, so you guys are swingers. Okay.
No, never. If my wife is intimately involved with another man, I ain't even gonna trip. But guess what? He can have her.
Sharing is caring.
No, it ain't. There's certain things I ain't gonna share. Nope. That's just not for me. Some people it works. The only time I would ever do something like that is if I legitimately do not care about the woman. Then I don't care what she does. I don't need to talk to her every day. I don't. Or if I have a relationship with her we have an understanding, I guess I'd call it. She does her thing, I do my thing. And sometimes that works out because, we're busy. We got stuff going on. We got family, friends, professional duties we got to tend to. There's a particular person that I know where I don't got to talk to her every day. But when we do talk, it's like no time has ever passed. And she'll be like, hey, Sherwin. She's very straight to the point. I appreciate that. Don't inundate me with words. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that talk. Don't nobody need to hear all that damn lip. It'll be like, hey, Sherwin, what are you doing, Thursday at 7:30? You want to go grab a bite? I'm down. Simple as that. And guess what? We won't talk until Thursday.
Sounds like you need love in your life.
What the hell I don't. Love don't love nobody.
Sherwin's lonely, ladies. He needs your love.
Would you please stop for somebody believes you? Here comes Zach. Not so you know Zach is here. Zach is here when the hotkeys start playing. That's how you know Zach has arrived for his shift.
Watch your mouth.
There you go. That's how Zach says hello. No, I don't need I don't know. It's not my season yet.
It's almost wintertime. You gotta start picking who you're gonna be cuffing and cuddling up with, kissing in the morning.
Man. No. When I say it's not my season, I'm not talking about the meteorological season. I mean, it's not my season to where I have to be content to be stuck where I'm at because contrary to popular belief, when you're in a relationship, it's not all about me and what I want to do and my personal advancement. I have to give a lot of my time and my effort to another human being. So my personal advancement stops. And if you think that your personal advancement can continue while you're in a relationship, then you don't quite understand relationships. That is why I was always cautious of getting married, because wherever I was when I got married, a lot of what I've done in my life, in my career, could not have been done if I had another woman in my life that I had to take care of and tend to and support. because a lot of my time that I could dedicate to furthering myself and my career, I would have to spend some of that time with her. Not to say I wouldn't have eventually arrived at where I was going to arrive at, but it would have taken longer. I can move at my own turbo speed when it's just me, because being in a relationship is going to slow you down. There are some of you that wanted to go back to school. There's some of you that wanted to do a whole bunch of things and travel and vacation. You can and you will go back to school and you will take vacations and you will travel. It's just that relationship and that other person, especially if you have kids, is going to slow you down. I can't be slowed down. I like to go with triple the speed limit. You know what I mean? But then every now and again, your boy wants to take an off-ramp and take the scenic route, take the windy road, and slow things down a little bit. Summertime is not usually the time for that because, you know, penny for your thoughts. That's what we should have titled the show, A Penny for Your Thoughts.
That'll be the title of the third hour.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you got to title these programs per hour. All right. What else we got in the YouTube chat? I think this goes back to Alan's phone call. A couple months ago, he was talking about tips. He said he doesn't leave a tip on his debit card. That man has a banking account. We're talking about Alan. Alan probably does have a bank account. And I think he also mentioned that him and his wife have a shared bank account as well. Then LT is over here talking about Honey Crisp and Granny Smith apples being so delicious. Granny Smith apples can be a bit tart. Oh, I got an idea for you. Y'all want an idea? Because, you know, summer is almost over. But what is it, the one that's going on right now? El Nino? What's the weather system? El Nino.
El Nino.
All right, they said we are going to have a warm fall and a warm and mild winter because of the El Nino. So it's supposed to be like 90 degrees next week. It's going to be hot for a while. So y'all want a summertime treat. You ready for this? This is Sherwin's recipe. You ready? Get a pencil or paper or something to write down. Get ready, okay? You get you a decent little bottle of Sauvignon Blanc. It's a nice, crisp white wine. I mean, you can do white Zinfandel if you're cheap and ghetto. You can do white Zin. I would prefer you do a Sauvignon Blanc. Here's what you do. I'm going to humor you for a second, LT, when you say Honey Crisp apples, because they work very, very well for this. You take you a nice Honey Crisp. They're usually not in season until the fall, but you probably can find a decent Honey Crisp somewhere around these days. Okay? You core it, chop it up. Chop. Chop up a couple few, maybe chop up 2 medium-sized Honey Crisp apples. Listen to me now. I'm finna tell you something. I'm trying to put you on. Put them in the freezer. Put them in a little Ziploc bag and freeze 2 chopped up, chunked up in chunks, 2 Honey Crisp apples. Okay, put them in the freezer. Then get you a couple of nice, ripe oranges. Slice them, leave the rind on, leave the peel on them, slice them up, okay? You get you a nice glass pitcher, okay? You pour that Sauvignon Blanc in that pitcher. You add the frozen apples because that's going to keep it cold, okay? Then you add the orange slices. I ain't done with you yet. Listen to me. I'm trying to put you on, damn it. Throw you a cinnamon stick in there. You understand it? Get you a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc. Get you a nice couple of sweet Honey Crisp apples. Core them, chop them up. Put them in the freezer so they get real good and frozen and cold. And you get you a couple of oranges, throw you some orange slices in there. Leave the rind on. Okay, get you a nice glass pitcher. You pour in that Sauvignon Blanc. You pour in your frozen apples. You throw in your orange slices. Throw in a cinnamon stick. And if you really want to go to town, let me show you how I go to town. You can drink it just like that. Serve it. A little outdoor, little backyard, little get-together, a couple little friends, get you some nice little wine glasses. You got them frozen apples in there, keeping it nice and cold. It'll knock your socks off, and that cinnamon adds just enough spice. If you really want to get freaky with it, throw you in a couple of shots of caramel-flavored vodka. Good night. Good. Watch yourself. I'm telling you. You watch yourself. I call that the Sherwin special. All right, now don't get Bill Cosby with that because it'll get good to you. You know what I mean? You'll get to drinking it, and next thing you know, I think it's time for the Jell-O pudding. I think then you're going to get Bill Cosby. I warned you. That's not funny at all. Where is Bill Cosby? Has anybody checked on him lately? Just curious as to where. You got to put the cinnamon stick and put it in the 7, y'all. Theo! Claire! You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I want to talk about these spam calls and where they come from, why they do what they do, and what you can do to protect yourself from them. Only on Claire! The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Bobby Valentino. Hey, yo, Tim, drop that beat for me. Yeah. Little something real sexy for me.
Read a couple of these YouTube comments. Wonder Woman says, good throwbacks. Thank you, Wonder Woman. D. Donald says, her ass ordered some pizza? Well, of course it did. Ass like that gotta eat. That's rude. Why would I say that? That's offensive. Well, I'm just saying she knew what she was doing when she put them clothes on.
Very crass.
Nah, that's not even close. I get worse than that, bro. This is my radio-friendly version. But she knew what she was doing. She was coming up here to see you, though, Xavier.
No, I think she was coming up here to see you.
No, she wasn't. No, because she would have stayed.
Oh.
She wanted to get a glimpse of you.
Well, I'm hiding back here.
I think she caught a glimpse.
Oh.
And she went on about her. Well, part of her went on about her business. The other part stayed here.
Well, if you ever want to come back here and get some lunch, Sherwin Show ends at 12.
Hold on, man. You don't want to do that because somebody will show up, but it's not going to be who you think. You know who it'll probably be? It'll be a man.
I know, right?
It'll be Israel.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was more for you anyway.
Dude asked me if I was gay and then asked me where I park.
Yeah.
What? That's...
I miss his calls. He should call back.
No. Because stop it now. Why are you trying to... He was mad that day.
He was very upset. He must have been having some kind of episode.
Remember, this dude got shot by the police and lived. So I don't want to deal with somebody like that.
Yeah, he's really a tank. Didn't he get shot multiple times?
Threw a brake rotor at a cop.
That's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, he got mad because I found somebody sent me the video because he told the story about how he got shot by a cop and nobody believed him. A listener of my program searched Milwaukee police body camera footage, found the video, and I made a reaction video to it and put it on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Hughes Views 414. Go subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on that joker. We made some progress. I probably added like 400 subscribers in the last like month and a half, 2 months. So let's keep it going. What else we got? Sorry, not really a city girl, but that ass is offensive. I was like, how dare you? Don't you have any home training? Leave that ass at home. The ass probably would. I got to cut it. I got like sponsors. I can't talk like this.
Yeah, you seem quite mesmerized.
I don't know if I'd ever met her before.
What does she look like?
She's nice looking. Nice looking black lady. Probably a lot older than she actually looks. You know, black women will fool you. They'll be 27 or 60. So,
yeah. What do you mean? She's in her 40s?
Literally no idea. If I had to guess, probably maybe in 30s.
Oh, okay. Why don't you just comment your age on the in the comments?
That ass though was probably born in the 2000s. I think I cut it out, Sherwin. First of all,
you're obsessed.
And she knew what she was doing because as she's walking away, you know how they do. They look back to see if we looking. Don't do that because you're going to catch me every time. Happened to me yesterday when I was walking out of here. I happened to be arriving at, the exit door to when we get into the parking garage. Okay, so there's a young lady who was coming in as I'm walking out. And I got to tell myself, Sherwin, don't look. Don't turn around. It's tacky. It's classless. And I got to actually tell myself this. And you would think as I get older, I would grow out of it. I'm getting worse as I get older. And she walked toward me. She's walking in. I'm walking out. She gave me a little smile. I said, hey, how you doing? She said, hi. She's walking in. I was like, don't look, Sherwin. Please don't look. And I'm walking. I just walked out of the doors. I'm headed to my vehicle. I said, please, Sherwin, don't look. Don't turn around because she's going to catch you. And that's embarrassing when you get caught looking at ass. And what did I do? Turned around, and there she was looking at me, looking at her. I was like, damn it.
A nice, beautiful Jehovah Witness?
So she wasn't no Jehovah. With ass like that was she was an atheist with ass like that. You ain't going to be on. That was a non-Christian ass.
I'm trying to catch some Jehovah this weekend.
They here.
Trying to catch the Holy Spirit.
You're going to catch the Holy Spirit, all right? She's going to want to convert to a different religion if you hit it right.
Yeah. The religion of atheism.
I don't want to say that. Sometimes if you're dynamic in the sack, oh God, a woman will totally change her religion for you. Oh yeah, I'll convert. I will convert. Oh, She'll turn into a Muslim for you. Bismillah. Who can I offend today? You know, these spam calls are really a problem, Xavier.
Yeah, they are.
Spam calls are best understood as not random nuisances, but as a large-scale targeting and sorting system. Some operations are legitimate, but aggressive telemarketers, others are outright fraud enterprises. The technology allows them to dial enormous amounts of telephone numbers very cheaply, determine who answers, identify promising targets, and then concentrate human efforts on the people most likely to engage and potentially pay them. It's a very big problem, ladies and gentlemen. The Federal Trade Commission received more than 2.6 million do not call complaints in 2025, with robocalls making up most of those complaints. Debt reduction, imposter schemes, medical/prescription pitches were all leading categories. Well, you may ask, how did they get my phone number in the first place? Via several different pipelines. You may have given your phone number away without even realizing it. Online insurance quotes, mortgage inquiries, sweepstakes, contests, warranty forms, and surveys. Quote, check your eligibility sites, and comparison shopping sites can function as lead generators for these scammers. The Federal Trade Commission has brought cases involving consumer information collected through websites and then sold for telemarketing purposes. A 2026 academic study gives a striking example of the modern ecosystem. Researchers instrumented more than 100 health-related lead generation websites and found information being shared with more than 70 third parties. Their controlled numbers ultimately received thousands of telemarketing calls. Other sources include commercial databases and data brokers, public records, old customer lists, breached or stolen databases, lists acquired from other marketers, and numbers generated or tested randomly and automatically. And the number displayed on your phone may have nothing to do with the caller. Caller ID spoofing allows a scammer to impersonate another number. Neighbor spoofing makes the number appear to have your area code or even the first 3 digits of your phone number to increase the likelihood that you'll answer. So when someone says, quote, they keep calling me from different local numbers, there probably aren't 30 different people in your community calling. It may be the same person changing their caller ID repeatedly. Why is there a strange pause when you answer? That pause is an important clue that you might be getting scammed. Large calling operations use automated or predictive dialing systems that dial numbers faster than human agents could do manually. When you say, hello, the system may need a moment to determine that a human actually answered and connect the answered call to an available agent. This creates the familiar ring, ring, answer, silence, click, click. Hello, Mr. Hughes. Sometimes nobody becomes available and then the call will automatically disconnect. There's another reason some suspicious calls matter even when nobody speaks. Answering your phone provides information. At a minimum, the calling system can learn that your number is active and someone will actually answer it. Depending on the operation, subsequent behavior, answering, pressing a button, calling back, or interacting with the agent can make that number even more useful as a marketing fraud lead. Now, that doesn't mean merely saying hello automatically compromises your phone or your bank account. The danger is primarily engagement and information gathering, not some magical ability to steal your identity because you spoke one word. We'll take a break, come back, talk about these spam calls that are trying to scam us. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, They're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ecu.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkuprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
Each blood pressure check, each clear answer, each caught it early moment is why we show up. From unexpected nights in the ER to therapy that helps you get your strength back, step by step. We stand ready, quietly preparing, focused, and guided by one promise: to be fully devoted to you. Ascension, Wisconsin. Advanced care. Devoted to you.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are your finances low? Your mindset off track? Or are you ready to get into real estate? Tune into The Journey with Coach Erica every first and third Saturday from 11 a.m. until noon on 1017 The Truth. It's about mindset, money, and real estate, helping you take the next step toward building a better future. I don't like this song, so we can do a better song than this. What else are we looking for? I'm not crazy about this. What's this one? There you go. American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of The Truth. For almost 100 years, they've been committed to helping families protect what matters most: your home, your vehicle, and the dreams you're building every single day. That's why having the right protection in place matters. American Family helps you stay ready for whatever life brings so you can focus on moving forward. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. That is amfam.com. American Family Insurance Company, SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. For parents, choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you will make. At Milwaukee College Prep, they don't take that responsibility lightly. At MCP, your child is more than a student. They're a young person that they get to know by name, by strengths, and by areas in which they need the most support. Milwaukee College Prep partners closely with families, provides steady support, and acts early when challenges arise so that every child can thrive. Your child's growth, well-being, and success are at the heart of everything they do. They'd love to meet you and your child in person to share more about how you all can work together. Don't wait. Seats are limited. Apply today at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com. That is MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com, or call 414-264-6000, 414-264-6000. All right. Let's see what we got. I hear this Donald person is cutting up in YouTube. Let me see. I know they said something where said I'm going to be single till I'm 70, and they make it seem like it's a bad thing. That's crazy. And I don't know if you're a man or a woman or whatever, but women obviously get jealous because you know what women hate? To see a man doing successful without a woman. Hate it. Makes them sick. Why would I be settled down with one person? That's not fair to all the other women. But also for men that, and I'm glad that y'all have found love, but you think that it's productive to, Sherwin, you need to get married. Get married now. Be miserable like the rest of us. Now, not all of them are miserable, but the marriages that have the least amount of misery oftentimes don't even look like marriages. They're weird partnerships, or they're business relationships, or the wife has her own life and the husband has his own life. If that's what happiness is, y'all are just basically dating but legally tied together until death. So there's that. But also for men that defend it, and there's shout out to the men that do it, right? But if you as a man don't like to date, have trouble dating, and don't have a lot of options, your best bet is to find a woman that you love, that loves you back, and be with her forever. Because it is rough out here, and you got to put forth effort if you want to actually meet women. It's getting tougher, actually, because you have to be substantially more in order to even get their attention, and some men just don't have it in them. You know what I mean? But I don't want people to think that I'm against the institution because it's not for me. I just like to not be controlled, and you're going to give up some autonomy in a relationship. If it's any kind of a decent, loving, caring relationship, it's a whole bunch of stuff you can't do. And if you think you can do the same things in a relationship or in a marriage and when you were single, you are lying to yourself, and you're going to quickly find out. We meet a wonderful woman, and we hope that she stays exactly the same as the woman that we met, dated, courted, fell in love with. We want that woman to be just like that forever. That's what we want, right? That's the version that we fell in love with. That's the version that got you to fall in love with her. Then the real her finds out once she's got you hooked and you can't leave. Whew. We want her to stay the same. I think women marry us and commit to us, and they want us to change. Because they see all the stuff that we're not doing right, all the things that we need to improve. They almost want us custom tailored for whatever their needs are, so we have to change. And whenever there's a problem in a relationship, it's always, can I talk to you about stuff that you're doing that make me feel uncomfortable? But then if you as a man, this is the frustration that I have, that everybody knows, but they never talk about this stuff. If a man brings up, and I know every woman's going to say, not me, Sherwin. Y'all are trained to say not you whenever I bring up these concrete examples. If a man brings up a problem that he has with her behavior, her attitude, her disrespect, it's not, she won't even focus on why he's angry and why he's upset. The fact that he brought it up in the first place. Why are you targeting me? I don't like the way you're talking to me. And what do? We get defensive. I'm sorry for bringing up a problem that I have in a relationship. I'll never say another word ever again. Next thing you know, the man that you've been married to for all these years doesn't even talk to you anymore. You think I ain't seen that happen? I know couples that they don't even talk to each other. There's nothing lonelier than laying in a bed with someone who you don't even know anymore. It's terrible. People stop humping. You don't hump the way you used to. Y'all used to break stuff. Y'all used to be adventurous. What happened? Oh, I got too old. No such thing. You remember back in the day? Let's do it in the car. And listen, ain't nothing wrong with the car. Sometimes you got to make it happen, Captain. You know what I mean? You can't always go to somebody's damn house. When I go to my house, I'm going home and go to bed. I ain't bringing you with me. What? What's wrong? You ain't ever did it in a car?
Well, yes, I have.
Exactly.
But you just made me think about something else, but I don't want to.
Tell us. Oh, what happened?
Well, I don't want to.
Oh, yes, you do.
Up.
Yes, you do. Where you be making me tell my business. Come on, Xavier, what happened?
My father's listening. I can't.
My father is listening too from heaven. Love you, Eugene. He doesn't mind. No, come on, Xavier.
Sorry, Larry, but.
Larry, he didn't mean it. He's just kidding. He's just making it up for radio. So what happened is if you was in the car, you was in a little Honda Civic.
Oh, no.
And you're a big dude. You can't be in no small car, Jack. You got to be in a big car.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about car stuff. I was talking about, just doing it outside and having fun, enjoying the breeze, Have you ever heard of a thing called...
Exhibitionism?
Oh, I was going to say dogging.
I know damn well. No way.
What's that? Do you think what do you think I'm talking about?
I know exactly what dogging is. That's
Huh?
That don't
That happens in Wisconsin.
You're just saying that you've heard of it.
Oh, yes. This is something that's coming to my mind.
Because I'm about to say, if you participated in that, bro, you probably shouldn't have said that. And Larry, we are very sorry.
Oh, yes. No. That's what I was talking about. Just you talking about doing it outside, and that just came up to my head,
Dogging is wild, bro. Wild.
Yes.
That's if I stumbled upon that, I wouldn't. I'd watch.
What would you just watch?
Oh yeah. I'd be like, are y'all serious?
Yeah, well.
I would try to walk away, but it's like a train wreck. Because then you.
What if the woman looks really nice?
Nope. No way. Because if it's the true. Can we get in trouble? Well, no, because people don't really know what it is.
Yes. So that's why I didn't want to talk about it too much it's too graphic.
Get something else that would likely be frowned upon if anyone is in a relationship.
Depending on the relationship.
Nah, that's like the cuckold. That's weird too.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I got a story about that.
Yeah, I have a lot of stories about a lot of things, but we have to say that on Hughes Views because I just don't want to get fired for the stories that I have.
She's Mexican, so it was years and years ago.
Oh.
So, I'd known her for years. We lost touch, got reconnected via social media. This might have been MySpace days. And she's like, hey, Sherwin, I ain't seen you in a while. We should catch up. Let's grab a drink. I'm like, cool. So we met at a spot somewhere in Bayview off of KK. This was years ago. And she's like, oh, I know the perfect spot. We'll go grab a drink. It'll be cool. All right. So we go into the bar, and there's literally nobody in there. It's her sitting at the bar, and there's another guy sitting way at the other end of this really, really long bar. And there's the bartender. And so we're hanging out, talking. We're catching up. I hadn't seen her in years. And I noticed the guy that was sitting really, really far away moved a couple seats closer. I was like, that's odd. I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's moving to see the TV. Well, then he moved a little bit closer yet and still. And I'm keeping my eye on this dude, but I'm still entertaining her and talking to her. And then she and I, because the bar is empty. There's the bartender who's minding their business, and then there's this guy who keeps moving closer and closer. And she and I start petting just a little bit. Nothing outrageous, nothing crazy. And then I look up, and now the guy is one seat next to her. Here's what I come to find out. She was in a relationship with that man. She got permission from him to hang out with me, and he was there to like watch us, quote unquote, catch up. And I was offended when I found that out.
Really?
Because I talked to her, because once I saw where he was sitting, I was like, oh, I know what this is. And I got up and I left.
Oh, that's some guilt-free fun.
No, I'm not into that.
You're
bro.
not fun.
Or you got to tell me that's what the plan is. She didn't tell me that's what the play was.
Well, he might have even came along. He just
hold on.
He might have just wanted to hear the story after.
Dude, I'm not in at the time. I was probably in my 20s. I wasn't trying to do all that, bro.
Oh, jeez, you're no fun.
No, I'm not. They call me vanilla. They say I'm boring.
Oh, I'm very fun.
You go dogging. Sorry, Larry. Thank you guys for listening. You have a wonderful and safe weekend, and make sure you stay tuned because the lunch break is up next.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.